First off, just kudos to Providence. I thought they played a tremendous game tonight. I thought they were tough. They were physical. They have a lot of young players along with a couple of their vets, and I thought just a great combination of just making plays tonight. And we've watched them on film, and their record isn't maybe indicative of the team they are and the way they play. And I thought we did enough to hang in there down the stretch and made a couple key baskets, missed a couple free throws at the end, but I thought the last defensive stop was huge for us. A little late game play we worked on, guarding it, and I thought we executed very well.
In that second quarter, Jordan had that nice personal 7-0 run. At the time, that it kind of was needed for that. What did you see from her take the team on when Carissa and Lauren were struggling a little bit to get going?
Yeah, I think that was one of Jordan's goals this week, to just be a little bit more aggressive with her own shot and find that balance of her, point guard playmaking ability, and then, looking for her own scoring from the outside and then getting downhill. And I thought she did a really good job of that in that second quarter. And then we kind of found that good timing. Then Lauren started getting hot, and Carissa made a couple shots that way. And I thought we were a little bit off just kind of the whole night in certain situations. I'm not sure we had the whole team kind of clicking at the same time, but those nights happen, and I think it's nice that we could still come away with a victory when maybe we weren't perfectly on both sides of the ball.
Was a big factor coming in knowing that Providence was going to shoot the three when they were able to? Was that something that you were trying to stop? Kept them in the game a little bit in that first half.
Yeah, percentage-wise for them, they haven't shot it extremely well this year from three. So we really actually honed in on their post play, and Crooms is a really dynamic scorer, and she had a great game the other night against UConn, and knew she'd be coming in, taking a decent amount of shots. So it was actually more protect the paint and pay attention to their trio of post players, and that gave them a few more opportunities to shoot threes, and I thought they hit some timely ones. Late shot clock, I think, were key, and probably half of them will step back shots, and just our defense wasn't quite tight enough to stop those, but I think that's what kept them in the game. They made some shots maybe a little bit differently than maybe the past.
You mentioned in your opening a little off tonight in certain aspects. The defense in that just begin the second half. What was attributed to just that 6-0 run by Providence and then 0-5 from the field for your guys on the offensive side?
We've had some great third quarters coming out of halftime, and I don't know, we just were a little flat, and obviously gave them some confidence. And I thought a little bit of what we talked about at halftime we didn't execute, but that's okay. That timeout, I think, settled us down, and we went on a little bit of a run and just kind of recollected ourselves. And but again, the whole rest of the way was tough. And but once we talked about as a team leading up to this game, all of February, every game's so important. Records don't matter. You got to kind of hone in one day at a time. And I'm just fortunate and happy for our kids that they did enough to make plays and come out with a good win.
And then finally for me, Coach, Shepard had 15 points, 3 for 5 from the three-point line. What impressed you from her tonight? That big shot down at the end.
That was a big three she hit late. Shepard's an Ohio kid that we've known very well in the recruiting process, and really good player, just a freshman, and the way she's handling herself and leading her team. And I think she's had some really nice games this season, and that's a kid that's only going to get better. She just has a playmaking mentality. She can hit big shots. She can get her other teammates shots, and she's going to be a nice talent in our league for a few more years.
There was a sequence where Providence kind of drove baseline, Rose cut her off, got the steal, then tipped it back to Morale, and that led to offense. How big is it for you guys to play good defense and lead it to either transition offense or just offense?
I thought we had a couple of really great defensive possessions where we slid over and took charges. Even the last play of the game that they had, it was our rotation dropping down and Carissa getting a tip and jumping on that loose ball. The key with our defense is one-on-one in the team defense, right? Guard your man, and then let's rotate and scramble out of things. And I thought we had, maybe not as great as we usually are, but I thought we had some timely, great defensive possessions. Good.